This is a Beyblade, this is a Beyblade, this is a Beyblade, and even this is a Beyblade. But this is the newest generation of Beyblade, and that is Beyblade X. And if you're just getting back into Beyblade or just getting into Beyblade, here is everything you need to know about Beyblade X to kick up your gameplay and to win yourself some competitions. For 25 years, Beyblade has been one of the dominant toys that has been released by a company called Takara Tomy, as well as a partnered company of Hasbro. Now, Beyblade X just released last year in July of 2023. Beyblade X has completely taken the toy section by storm, so much so that it is even being considered to be a part of the Olympic events and future Olympic Games. So what is Beyblade X exactly? Beyblade X is the accumulation of all past generations from the early 90s with the Beyblade shoot, the plastic generation, as well as the metal fight generation and the most popular generation, the burst generation. Beyblade X combines all the greatest attributes of each of those generations into a singular Beyblade. Now when you look at the Beyblade X Bey, it has the bit in representation of the Beyblade shoot era. Several bays in the Beyblade X Season 1 release so far have strong representation of the plastic generations such as Vice Tiger, Cobalt Dragoon, as well as Black Shell. All strong representations of the plastic generation of Drigger / Dragoon Storm and even Drasil. Now these bays are completely encased in metal in respect to the metal fight generation. The metal fight generation has amongst the most loyal fans of all of Beyblade history. And now moving on to the third generation, the burst generation, the Beyblade X bays, they do burst, comprised of 3 separate components: the blade, the ratchet, and even the bit combined together to form the Beyblade. Now striking that ratchet at the right time in a Bey battle will cause your Bey to burst, giving it the respects due to the plastic generation. But now it will not be Beyblade without adding its own unique characteristic into the newest generation, and that is the Xtreme line. Beyblade X is focused highly on the speed of a battle, with bits that contain 10, 12, and even 16 gears that attaches to the outside of the Bey Stadium, where there are even more gears in the stadium, allowing for the Bey to pick up some serious speed in a new system for an extreme dash to provide yourself with an extreme finish. Now despite Beys being able to catch that line fairly easily, an extreme finish is actually extremely hard to be able to get. Now just like every other generation of Beyblade, Beyblade X still has your 4 main typings. Now Beyblade X still has your attack types, as well as your defense types, stamina types, and even your balance types. However, in comparison with the previous generations, Beyblade X completely steered away from the original style of gameplay that most people have adopted and learned over several years, even decades of gameplay to be able to master each of the different types of Beys. Now Takara Tomy did this for a reason, that is to bring everyone back to the basics of Beyblade, to bring everyone down to the same level. Now the most prominent change in this is definitely going to be your attack types. No longer does launching at an angle for Beyblade X provide you with a rush attack as the most prominent attack in Beyblade Burst. However, an attack type launched at an angle does provide it with a little less stability, a little less attack power, and less likely it will catch that extreme line. So now for Beyblade X, you are definitely wanting to be able to launch your Bey flat, giving it more of an opportunity to catch that extreme line, to utilize the attack type's main gimmick of the extreme dash to get yourself an extreme finish or even a burst finish. Now your stamina types and your defense types have completely swapped roles. Now in previous generations, your stamina type was simply chill in the center, unmoving, unwavering, holding down the fort, maintaining stability right in the middle of the stadium. Now with attack types having an obvious and distinct advantage over the stamina types in Beyblade, that style of gameplay just simply does not make sense and does not work. So the roles with defense types have been switched. Now in Beyblade X, defense types capable of withstanding the massive impacts provided by an attack type Bey rely on taking that center and holding the ground just like the stamina types in previous generations. Meanwhile, your stamina types now move around very slowly around to be able to evade and dodge the heavy attacks from attack types. Now your balance type Beys in Beyblade X are very unique and completely different than your previous generations. Now your balance type bays, with the bits and the way they're designed, you're not going to simply be able to switch out from attack to defense. This all relies on the angle of your launch. Bits such as the Unite bit, which has 3 separate modes all added onto that singular tip, fully relies on the style of your launch. Launching it at a steep angle, it's going to provide it with the stamina mode, giving the bay equipped with the Unite bit the mobility of a stamina type. Launching it completely flat on the very tiny protrusion of the Unite bit will give it the spin of a defense type, holding down the fort right in the middle, and launching at just a very slight angle onto the flat part of the Unite bit will allow you to transform your bay into a solid attack type. Now with Beyblade X, there are currently 2 different styles of Beyblade X. You have your standard X release with the metal prongs that hold your avatar bit as a solid metal, providing the central gravity of the bay to be more centered. And then you now have your UX bays, your unique line, your unique X as they are called. The unique X bays, the metal prongs are replaced with plastic prongs. These prongs being made plastic now outward distributes your weight, making the bays a lot more stable and be able to spin a lot longer, and providing with greater outer weight distribution. So what bay do you guys get if you are just getting into Beyblade X? That is the big question that we get here a lot from a lot of new people wanting to dive back into Beyblade and wanting to jump right into Beyblade X. The question is simple, yet it is still very complex. Beyblade X now has several dozen different types of Beyblade X, and with the official worldwide release through Hasbro, even more bays have been brought to the table with collaborations, which are simply remolds and redesigns of the existing bays. However, these remolds and redesigns, such as Primal Optimus, a redesign of Shark Edge, the shape of the blade does provide it with a distinct advantage that differs the gameplay from the standard Shark Edge release. But you have many different types of Beyblades to be able to choose from solid attack types such as Drawn Sword, the very first Beyblade X Bey to ever be released, and it is still competitive and still very good in current gameplay a year later from Beyblade X. You also have bays such as Phoenix Wing. Phoenix Wing, one of the most popular attack type bays in Beyblade X for the simple fact of its pure beauty and design, as well as simply being the only standard release bay that has a metal coat paint on it. So your style, so choosing your very first bay, it all depends on the style that you want to go for. Are you wanting to go for a quick end? Are you wanting to utilize the Xtreme line and the game's quick? So choosing your first bay is all going to depend on your style of gameplay. Now again, you got to remember, Beyblade X rewrites the rules and rewrites how you play Beyblade. So everyone in Beyblade X is back to being a complete noob and learning the game once again. So my current recommendations for Beyblade, if you are an attack typer, you definitely want to look out for Phoenix Wing, as well as Drawn Dagger, Drawn Buster, and the brand new and the only left spinning Beyblade, Cobalt Dragoon. Now if you're a defense type Beyblade fan, you're definitely going to want to get Night Shield and Night Lance, and even keep your eyes scoped out for the latest release of Beyblade X, which is Black Shell. Now I did release a tutorial on how to properly use a defense type, since defense types have a completely different gameplay in comparison to the previous generations. Now if you're a stamina type fan like many are, you are definitely going to want to check out Wizard Rod. Wizard Rod is currently the definition of Beyblade X meta. Wizard Rod is a solid combo that you could unbox, open right away, enter a competition, and simply sweep the competition. Wizard Rod is a very solid bay. Other bays to look out for in the stamina types is definitely going to be Talentera, a Hasbro exclusive. Talentera's sheer design, a remold of Viper Tail, is a solid choice for a lot of stamina type users. Now if you're looking for a balanced type bay, the bays you're definitely going to want to look out for is going to be Hell's Chain or Chain Incendio for Hasbro. Hell's Chain is a very, very solid balanced type bay that focuses primarily on defense over attack, yet still has a very powerful smash attack to be able to counter a lot of your other bays. Now whether you're a Metal Fight fan, an OG Bakuten Shoot fan, or a Beyblade Burst fan, you're still going to love Beyblade X. Beyblade X has completely revolutionized Beyblade, eliminating all those slow, dull, and boring battles that have lost many fans over the course of the years. And if you are going to be looking for a Beyblade X for yourself and you want to start getting into it, definitely go check out our official sponsor, BaysandBricks.com. They have just about everything, all the way up to the brand new pre-order of Phoenix Rudder and Leon Crest, as well as many of the other popular bays. They have many of the Hasbro releases, as well as the orders for Cobalt Dragoon, the entire complete Random Booster Volume 4 set with Black Shell. Just make sure you guys use code LESSBinBase2 at checkout. You'll get yourself an epic 7% discount off of every item that is in your cart. That way you are able to stock up on your Beyblades. Now, one of the big changes for Beyblade X is going to be the tournament play. Beyblade Burst in the previous generations was typically a one-on-one type of gameplay. You pick one bay and you battle it out until you lose. Beyblade X is completely different, focusing primarily on a 3-on-3 deck set. So just keep that in mind. We'll be going over another video a little bit later discussing the details on how tournaments and competitions work when it comes to Beyblade X. But just keep that in mind to stock up, research, and look at some of your favorite bays that you have been keeping an eye on since the beginning of Beyblade X. Now just remember just to take tabs on all the releases so far. If you're just getting into Beyblade X, you're going to want 3 bays to enter into an official tournament for Beyblade X. Now that is everything for this video. I do appreciate you guys tuning in. Stay tuned right here on Less Bays. We do have the Battle Arena officially returning with Season 3, The Road of Champions, right here only on Less Bays. Now for those who don't know, the Battle Arena is one of the most epic ways you can watch and enjoy Beyblade battles. These battles put you into the stadium as if you were in the anime, as if you were in the bleachers cheering on your favorite blader. Now this year for this tournament event, we are going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be gathering some of the best and some of the top Baytubers across the YouTube platform to enter into this competition. But like always, have yourselves a great night, and I'll see you guys in the next video.